Aha, there we are. So just in advance, should we have any issues? Because this is a new gig we're trying. Um, we've independently already played around with it. We think we're ready, but should we have an issue, we'll bolt from this and we'll rejoin in Riverside, our other method that we've been using. So we've already had the data out at 7:30 this morning, so we're relatively quiet. So that'll be the game plan for everybody.
Yep. Looks like we're working good. That people are coming in. I got YouTube going.
What's the data? Because I'm just watching bonds, and bonds are getting smoked.
Yeah. Yeah, down a little over a point.
All right, we're good to go. Anybody that's watching, if you don't see David's screen, just make sure on the list of members in the room, just click on Gov and watch stream, and then you'll click on Dan's when he talks, and then mine when I'm talking. So, other than
There
that,
we go.
we're ready to go.
So you guys can see that better now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it just fine.
Thank you for the feedback. So Smooth, just let us know when we're a go.
Yep. You're good. You're good to go.
Oh, I am. Okay.
Yep.
Well, good morning, everybody. June 20th. I hope everybody enjoyed their day off yesterday. Good time. For me, it just seems so odd to have a holiday, in the middle of the week. It just caught me off guard. On one hand, I didn't know what to do. On the other hand, I found things to do. So it was just really quite odd. Anyway, so you saw overnight, we moved up to a higher level. So I have on the left, I have the SPOOs up on the left here and the NASDAQ up on the right. And I'm just going to do just a quick little zoom out here. This is all pretty much what you're seeing on your chart. It kind of reflects. So here we are from the end of May and right around June 4th. I mean, you can see the trajectory of where we've been. And it doesn't need a sell job to note that NQ has been leading us, and SPEW, the techs have just been, they continue to scream, and we're now starting to understand why people are pursuing higher multiples in NVIDIA. People thought like with a split, it would come back and wouldn't be as active. And then we've got Dell kicking in. So there's a couple, and then SMCI, that's been leading the way. Just a number of the techs are all leading the way, and they're all up. They're all up pre-market too. Um, so with the overnight activity, so now I'm just going to come out and let's just go look at the S&P chart. Excuse me, damn allergies. All right, no lines. We can see it pretty clearly. Let's get in here. So this right here, this is from Monday. And then no data Tuesday, and we are on Globex session, so you can see where we opened up late in the day. Let's see, Tuesday. Anyway, this is the Globex session, so you can see right here from this is the September futures. I want to confirm I'm on September futures. Confirm. Yeah, we are. Okay, I wasn't before. God damn it, it does that all the time. So all I'm doing is I'm going to draw a few definable areas of interest, and it kind of channel that shows where we've been at and where it's possible that we could go. And we'll need to, it's starting to define some boundaries, which is a helpful thing when you're trading futures where we're reaching unknown heights or heights that we've never been to before. So we're trading in this range from 55, 60 up to 72 overnight. So really a 12-point range, so a relatively small range. And then we have the range from Tuesday from below 55.60 down to 55.41, 42. You can see the consolidation there. So it was preparing itself for a higher move. That's what that shows. And you can see this gap area below 55.41 down to 55.17 down in here. So that's an area that will need to be revisited when we actually get here. Decide to trade down here. Who knows? We've got a long day ahead of us, and if a few people start taking some profits, I guess that could kind of help lead Nasdaq down. But I'm just not seeing that. I'm just seeing bids. I mean, Nasdaq or Nvidia and Dell and a number of others are up 4 and 5 already pre-market, and you can't fight the momentum that they're showing. So I think that we can consolidate in this area here and possibly go revisit down in here where we consolidated on Tuesday. And if we get below there, just think about it going level to level. And if we get above the 55.72, obviously you got 5,600 above and in the September contract. So I'm not really going to say too much about the Nasdaq because, as I said, it's already leading everything. And I don't really like to define areas of interest off of the Nasdaq futures. I do not like to do that. I prefer to use NDX. It gives you off of the real-time level of support and resistance for all the internals. So that's what I prefer. So I mean, that's a quick look at where we've been. Quickly get out of that. Let me go to the SPX. So we are rid of this, get rid of that, and September. So we know the September contract is roughly at 12 points. So 54.57. Why we just rounded it? 54.88 here. 12, so 90. So basically, we're at the SPX is going to open up right at 55 even. That's what that tells you. So you got a good solid round number right there. That was a target for a lot of people. That's independent of, what do the techs want to do and do they want to proceed to take us here? Given the significance of this number, 5,500, I would imagine that will play some role. So with SPX, and the SPX has got to be that has to be your guiding tool. And then you just adjust with the spreads. It tells you where it's going to go. This is a much clearer picture here. SPX below 71, 72, you've got this entire area down here to 55, 54, 46. That this needs to be revisited to build a base here to continue higher. Again, this area right here, SPX, below 54.03, you can see this massive gap down here. I'm just going to identify it, but it doesn't mean I'm thinking that we're going to go here today or even tomorrow. But that's an area that will need to be revisited. That's pretty much what I've got. Don't always conclude when you're doing your pre-market planning that there's some degree of absolute, because it's never that way. Just to find the areas of interest. If above this, this is possible. If below this, this is possible. And let the market tell us what it wants to do. I will leave it right there and just kind of get up toward and yield to Dan.
Morning, everybody. I don't know if you have to switch over to my screen, but if you just click on my stream there, you can see it. Does everyone see it okay?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we see it.
So I sort of broke it down, sort of color coded a little bit here for myself. So I sort of highlighted this box in this green area as, you know, a lot of volume has built here. We've got this volume point of control from when was that, Wednesday? I almost said Friday because it's all messed up because of a day off in the middle. But you know, you've got this volume point of control from Friday here that's sort of gonna prove as being supportive in some regard. And then you've got sort of all this volume in this area. So this sort of green box, all supportive. There's nothing in here that tells me we're gonna sort of that much lower yet. So where I highlighted this one as sort of the red box, this is where we get into this sort of danger zone, and that's what I would call this. And I would actually just sort of, I'm gonna put a title on it here. This is where I'm gonna make sure that if we get into here, this is gonna be, all right, dummy, pay attention, because if we get below this sort of 41 in that gap that David was discussing, we get back into sort of this purple box, which was, what was, I don't remember, was this FOMC, CP, I don't know, something where we just cruised through this. I can't even remember what it was. But we just cruised through it. I don't actually think it was anything. It was just Monday. We just went bonkers. But there's no volume here. So if we get below this sort of 41 area, we could move very swiftly back through this. And David mentioned SPX 5500. That's just a massive gamma level as well as sort of round number area. If we get back below this area, so I mean the equivalent was spread around 70, 72, 71. So right here is SPX 5500. If we open below 5500, I actually think we could sell pretty good down to this sort of area down here. At the very least, down into the 64 volume point of control from the other day. If we can get down in here, then it could get pretty hairy. And I'm actually sort of looking over at my other screen that has all the gamma levels while I'm talking. Yeah, I mean, if we get below this 5500, that could get some sellers, because that would be sort of essentially a stop hunt above 5500 SPX. And then if we retrace back below it, it could be pretty trappy for bulls. And then we could come back sort of into this area and possibly down in here over the next couple of days. I think we're real extended, and I wanted to just pull up this one here, because this is an area where, remember, we've got this area of low volume here from that gap up. And
target filled.
We are not strong today. And I mean, that's been sort of a leader, but then you've got NVIDIA, and let's go to 5-minute here, with this massive gap up from 136 up to sort of where we are now. So now we've got a big gap on NVIDIA. So if NVIDIA starts selling, I mean, that's sort of going to be the key. I think that now that I'm looking at it more and more and talking it through, My gut would be that if we get back below and open below SPX 5500, I think we could have a red day today.
So just a note, I know we've got a spread differential, but the September contract, that's up 10 right now from our close on Tuesday. If we open up, we're opening up right at 5,500 if we were to open right now. I don't want to confuse people. But with the spread, it gets really, I mean, this stuff just gets so damn wonky.
Yeah.
You know, but it brings up a question though. It's like this. I'm looking at both June and Sep. They're showing still plus 10, plus 7.
Is that right?
No, that's right. Okay, look, the September contract is showing 55.70. The spread is 70. Subtract 70. SPX is right at 5,500 right now. So that's exactly where we're at right now.
Oh, there that's June here. Let me pull up. Let me get rid of this one here.
That's what I had to do. I had to get rid of June.
Because June is trading SPX. So, like, you can go to June and that's trading spot. Because when's that expire? Monday?
Yeah, Friday, Monday, yes. So SPX is right at 5,500 now, and the subcontract is 55.70. You know their spread 70, so that makes sense. That SPX would be at 55. Sorry, I didn't want to throw you off, but how the spread correlates and everything, I don't want anybody to get confused on that. Sorry for that interruption.
Well, and we can actually go to futures.
And the September contract,
the June contract right now should be trading at the money, right?
It's yeah.
So I mean, I just pulled up the June contract. The June contract should be trading at the money, or a point or so, and that's trading at 55.02.
Yeah, there you go. It's approaching at the money. You got it.
So, yeah, I would be watching this because you saw how we bounced a little bit here off of the June contracts 5,500, which as it gets closer to expiry, it becomes essentially mirroring the cash index. So I think that's sort of going to be the key, is if we gapped up above that 5,500 and then we lose it, I think we probably go red. That's my gut.
I like the thinking. I like it.
Turn it over.
All right. Let me share my screen. All right, do you see it?
I do. I see your Discord, and it's echoing.
Yeah, I tried to open the stream and I couldn't open it.
Let me.
Oh, that blows my mind.
Nice.
All right, how about now? You see trading view?
Pass the mushrooms.
It shows you've paused your stream.
Let me.
Whoa.
Let me try that again. How about now?
We're good.
We're good?
Good.
We are.
All right.
So
little technical situation there. All right, let me flip over here real quick. Just a couple of key levels to keep an eye on. Here we go. We're a ways away from it, but mark 56.30.75 on the upside is a really solid level of resistance. And then 55.64. What is this? 25, I think. God, this thing's in the way. Hold on. There we go. 55.64.25 as a level of support. So just two different Fibonacci measurements there, both 161.8s. And I'm watching those, mainly this one on the upside, the 56.30.75. I'll show you real quick what that is. So I took this January 2022 high down to the October 22 low, and that's sort of a retracement that we've obviously been having ever since that October low, and we're coming into a 161.8 area. I have it marked off on SPY too. On SPY it's 560.80. It's sort of the next major sort of long-term Fibonacci that I've been watching, and we're not a million miles away from it now, so I wanted to accent it. And on my intraday ES chart, I have it in here, and then the low Fibonacci, the other 161.8 is down here, the support and resistance. So kind of watching those two levels, as well as everything that David and Dan mentioned, pretty much the same levels. Obviously watching this area of SPX 5500, which we're pretty much trading at right now. We also have a major or a weekly pivot here too at 55.
I think of note at this SPX 5500, and some people might be thinking, why aren't we longing this? And I think that's sort of a question we can discuss, and maybe you have an opinion. Why not to long this?
You could.
I'm not personally, but I know you often do things like this, and that's why I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, and I have a pivot here at 55.68.50, so I do like this area. You've seen some resistance here, which, you know, hopefully if you do long it, you want this area to sort of hold as support. And then with this other Fibonacci down here below, and a daily pivot right here, just kind of this zone here, there's a lot of support in here. So even if you open below the 5500, I'd be a little careful until you kind of get below the 60. Well, really this whole consolidation from Tuesday, you know, really until you're below this, you know, 50,
yeah, that's that green box I had.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely room down here to trade, but just be a little careful in this zone because there is a ton of support and a lot of consolidation from Tuesday, so it could be a little messy, unless we get some sort of catalyst that just takes us right through. So that's it on the indexes. I was just looking at Siri. That kind of looks nice. I know a few people got into equity there on, I want to say Friday because we had a day off, but
That's
it
what
was
I kept
Tuesday.
catching myself doing today. I mean, bonds are selling off hard today, which is why I'm not longing ES.
Yeah. Dell looking great, gapping up 5-6 points. You know, this thing just can keep on going. You've got the MACD crossing here on the daily. We're up over the 50 Fibonacci. Next one up is the 61.8 at 159.98, right around 160. So that would be
fundamentally didn't Elon
yeah.
must
So
come out and confirm Dell what they're doing for him.
right. So Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, they have a whole sort of model of getting this XAI up and running with Grok. And as you know, with all of this supercomputer requirements for, you know, these huge AI projects, and they incorporated Dell and SMCI and NVIDIA into sort of collaborating and building out this factory. So I think they said Dell's building like half the racks for it. So that's getting a nice pop off of that news. So fundamentals look good. Sentiment's pretty good, and technicals are perfect. So doesn't mean it can't pull back some, but the next area, to be looking for a scale would be here at the 159.98 area. And just see how it goes. It may even be worthwhile adding into the position, rolling out. Still have one of the 150s, a bunch of 160s, and then maybe I'll even add some 170s or 180s. We'll see. But this still has some ways to go for the gap fill, and wouldn't be surprised if it just kept going. What else? Tesla. It's kind of been consolidating in this around this 185. We can kind of been coming down, bouncing back into it, and coming back down. So we'll see if this can get up and continue up towards this 200 target. I do have some 200s for the week, which probably are not going to pay me anything, but I think I paid 30 cents, so I got a few $100 in that. Palantir is looking great. This, basically watching for this breakout of $28. If you took that, that's been a really nice play. Kind of shrugged off that non-inclusion in the S&P. Doesn't really care. It's just going to keep on going by the looks of it. Some other ones I've been just looking at. Let me do this. I was kind of looking at this morning. I kind of like how this is grouping here around this 23 Fibonacci. We've got a MACD about to cross here. There's a gap fill play in this potentially. So I'm going to keep an eye on CRM. It kind of has, this luck to it too. So, I like those plays. Another one I was looking at this morning was IBM. All very similar setups to what we've been playing in Sharp and Dell. These gap fills with that have sort of one of the my W's that I like. This is gapping up nicely too, so this is potentially something to keep an eye on. What else was I looking at? I was looking at CELH. I know Crater mentioned this a few weeks ago, and it's kind of come back down into this zone. It's getting a pop. It's getting this MACD curling. So this is a bullish setup for sure. So this is one that I'm going to keep an eye on, see if there's a potential. I don't like the hourly. Let me see on this. We've got this coming back down. I think this could probably come back down into this zone and be worthwhile looking at along there.
Did you look at this Siri?
Yep. Yeah, we're probably gonna come up here into the $2.90 to $3 zone today, I would imagine. If we can get over this, then we're looking at getting into this area here, into the 3.25 maybe. But it's looking nice, and it's got some momentum.
If it gets over that sort of 3.25, 350 area, I think they could make a pretty killer move.
Yeah. What else? Carvana I was looking at. This kind of looks like it could be curling to come back down into this, $100 area. We were short this a few weeks ago. Could be something to look at. Although on the daily, we kind of have one of these things set here. So, this is a bearish pattern, but we got to wait for it to come up a little higher, I think, to really get a decent short out of it. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. You could try and...
What's the top of that level? Is that back to that 122, 123 area? If I can see it right.
If we get up to here, we're basically 122 is a 78, 125 is an 88. So that's typically where these will top out.
Yeah, that'd be right back where we shorted it last time.
Yeah, pretty much. And the only other thing I was looking at was coin. Yeah, this just looks very shortable. Obviously, keep an eye on crypto. market, but you have,
Bitcoin just got a nasty candle, actually.
you know, again, it's a bullish pattern, but we're looking for this C to D leg, and you've got the 50-day here, but if you lose that, I mean, there's a long way down to the 200-day here, and you know, could get a decent pattern completion there for 40, 50 points. So let's see what happens in the crypto world, and that's pretty much everything I was looking at. We got futures here, you know, as expected, grinding right at this 5,500 right now. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting day, you know, with this kind of broken up week here, and really for the next few weeks could be a little disjointed, I think.
Tomorrow is one of the largest notional value options expirations. I would need to actually look to see if it is the largest, but it's one of the largest notional value options expirations we've ever had.
Okay.
Combine that with seasonally, this is one of the most difficult periods because you've got all this gamma expiring tomorrow related to what Dan's commenting on, as well as you've got a lot of rebalancing, and this will wreak havoc on the market next week, and then that precedes 4th of July. So it gets, you know, there's a little bit more risk in the market. So that's what you should be hearing. So you just kind of adjust your size accordingly. Could get a little wacky.
Yeah, for sure.
As we head into the summer and lower volume, I mean, this week's been crazy low volume here. Yeah, SPX just opened up 2 points below 5,500. So we could get a nice little flush here, I think.
All right, let's go to it.
See ya.
Have a good one.